Hello, this is Darnell Sadler on August 31st, 2013. I'm going to start creating a series of videos, and it's going to be called Bushcraft Bucket on a Budget. So right now, a little bit of background about me. My name is Darnell J. Sadler, and I am into reducing, reusing, recycling, surviving, Boy Scouting, you know, all that stuff. I've applied for Survivor many times, think I could outwit, outplay, outlast. I'm an assistant scoutmaster for Boy Scout Troop 133. So I feel that when I come with this video, it'll have some points that might be helpful to you. Let me start off by saying this bucket right here is a 5-gallon bucket that was being thrown away. Why was it being thrown away? I don't know. There's no holes in it, there's no breaks in it, so it can be used to hold things. The lid has a padded top. Yeah, it's a little beat up and rough, but if I'm out in the bush, this is going to be a whole lot better to sit on than sitting on some logs. So right there is my first part of my bushcraft on a budget. The next thing that I have is this marker is a dry erase marker, which I keep connected to the bucket. And the reason why is it has a cloth top on the cap and a little thing that I can connect a hook clip to so I can clip it on the bucket. And the reason why it stays on the bucket is because on the other side of the bucket I have taped a clear white spot, so if I want to write notes to you guys or to whoever on the bucket, I can write my note, and then when I'm done, I can just wipe it out. Now, yeah, if I put some saliva or some chemicals to clean off all this redness, that would help. But again, this is bushcrafting on a budget, and if I need to write a note real quick, I got the space to do it without wasting anything. So that's the first thing. Next thing that I have in this bucket are these containers. These containers are basically a Powerade bottle, the bottom part, and a Gatorade bottle, the bottom part, and you just put them together like that. It's got a little bit of an air seal, but it's not airtight, but that's okay, because if you were to put like a rubber grommet down around this ring here, thick enough so that once you put it in here, then it will become watertight. But for right now, this container has multiple uses. It's very durable and tough, first of all. Okay, so if you throw this in your pack, you don't have to worry about whatever's in here getting crushed or damaged, because this plastic on these bottles are very tough. And the way that it holds together, it's creating pressure on itself. So this is a good container. Some things that you might hold in this container are different types of twine that you might want to stay dry or keep organized. You might want to have your fire stuff. And I'm going to go through each of these containers and what they contain on separate videos. Right now I'm just showing you the bushcrafting bucket on a budget and just some of the items that I have inside the bucket. Again, I will go through each of those items on other videos. Another thing that you can hold is your eating stuff. Again, I got some stuff in here that I'll go over in another video, but it's a container that I can keep in the bucket. Containers are good things. Anybody who follows Dave Canterbury and the survivals, they'll talk about the 5 C's or the 10 C's. I'll go over that in other videos if I need to, but check out those videos and you'll understand what the 5 C's are and the 10 C's, and you'll explain why I have different containers and why I'm doing all these different things that I'm doing. Right now, again, this is just bushcrafting on a budget, and you're going to drink Powerade and Gatorade anyway, or you're going to know people who do, and you're going to ask them to recycle their bottles, and this is going to be a free container for you, basically. what I did with some of them is I've marked them with different colored tapes, so that way if I want to put different items in them and they're on the shelf, at a quick glance I'll know what's in each jar, besides the fact that they're clear and see-through, but I'll tell by the color. Red could be for first aid stuff, black could be for, I don't know, dirty stuff, blue could be for clean water stuff. Whatever you want to label and organize your items, that is your choice. That is the power of being a good old American. You've got the choice to decide what you want to do. The freedom of choice, as they say. Couple of other things that I'll hold inside of this bucket. Fishing line, it's always good. That I happen to get free because someone was discarding it and they didn't want it. So you can always use fishing line for many different things other than just fishing. This cordage I probably should have put in one of those containers, and I will later, but this is from the curtains. This is really good cordage to have, so if you're ever seeing people throwing away curtains, get the cordage. This is very strong stuff. Again, everything that I go over in this video, if you want more detail about it later, I will. Just leave me a comment and I'll go through the motions of different things about it. I've got another container with some stuff in it. I'll go over in another video. A lighter that I made from a dead lighter. Again, part of the purpose of this bushcrafting on a budget is being able to use items for more than what they were intended for. So again, once a lighter is dead and you can't get any more flame out of it, that spark is still good for stuff. From the dollar store, okay, I had to splurge and spend $1 to get 12 pencil sharpeners. Why would you want a pencil sharpener? Because if you're out in the bush and you want to start a fire, the best way to get some kindle is to take a branch and shave it like you were sharpening a pencil. Candle wax. This is the end of a candle that's died out. There's many uses for this. Again, I'll go over that in another video. I don't know if any of you guys use this, guys or gals I should say. These are those wipes that you use to clean your faces. Well, if you pour wax on them, they make for great fire starters. You can light this part and they'll stay lit. Again, items before they're being thrown away, find other uses for them. We waste so much. Our environment, our society are such wasteful people. It's a shame. Candle tea lights that, you can get a bag of them from the dollar store for, like 20 of them or whatever. These are good things to have. From scraps, I've made a leather thimble. So when I'm sewing or doing stuff, it protects my fingers. And this is shot cord from like jackets or things where they have the elastic cordage. This actually goes around my wrist so that when I'm sewing and doing stuff, I can take this off and it'll hang and won't be too far, and then I can just put it back on when I need it. Something to really be good in the bushcraft when you're fixing or repairing stuff without hurting yourself. And again, recycled items, a piece of leather that I really couldn't use for anything else, and shot cording that was not being used for anything else. I got a lemonade tea container that again can be used for different things. I'll go over that, plus the contents that are inside of that. Why am I showing you a chip bag of any sort? Well, what people fail to realize is this material in the back is kind of like an emergency blanket. So if you get enough of these chip bags put together, you can have yourself a little emergency blanket. Again, something I'll go over in another video. If you're thinking about the 5 C's, coverage, cordage, combustion, container, and cutlery. Those are some things that you might have or need in the bushcraft. Why did I throw this in the bushcraft bucket? I don't know, because it's a plastic holder that I made from laundry bottles that can hold earphones so they're not getting tangled up while they're in your pockets. Might be good to have if you're out in the bush, want to listen to some music, but then got to wrap it up real quick. This is from the bottom of a lighter that I was showing you earlier. Again, I'm going to show in more detail. The reason why I saved this after I cut it off from the bottom is because, lo and behold, there's many different uses for this piece of plastic. I'll show you that in another video. 2-liter bottles and 1 liter or 12-ounce bottles can be used for traps, fishing and stuff. And I also got a mouse trap in there that can be used for stuff. Again, bushcrafting on a budget. You can get these things from the dollar store. A couple of last items that I have I'm going to show you and go over real quick. I'm fortunate enough to be able to work someplace where they have this, so this might be difficult for you to get. But this is a green plastic thing that they use to cover supplies that come into the warehouse. So what I decided to do was I take bottle caps, drill holes in them, and now I've got a grommet, and basically I've got myself a nice little coverage of some sort. This is big enough to cover me, to be a ground cloth or, you know, the top of a shelter. Good thing to have. This might look like a kitty litter bag to you, but basically it is a tarp-like material that can be used to make a tough drawstring bag. Again, something I'm going to go over later. And the significance of why I'm showing you all of this is because this was free from Petco. They use it to fill up their kitty litters, and rather than throwing the bags away, I asked them to hold them for me because, again, they're tarp-like materials. You can use them for ground covers. You can use them for overhead covers. Paracord. That's something that you might have to splurge a little bit of money for, but it's good to have in a bushcraft kit. These are threads from the bags that I showed you, the tarp-like bags. That's usually what they use to keep the bags together. It's really tight string. If people can salvage it, it makes for nice threadage and repair, you know, stuff while you're out in the bush. A soda tab, another thing that can be used out in the bush. Shot cord. It's cord that can be elastic and used for many different things out in the bush. Rubber hose, small, large, whatever. You can attach these to your backpack zipper. Makes for a good zipper pull. These are good to have, and usually you'll see them being thrown away or discarded. And again, that can be a free item. Tic Tac containers. When you use Tic Tacs and they're all gone, the containers can still be used for other good things. Again, when you have a dead Bic, do not throw them away. There's other uses, and I will show you in other videos. That's pretty much a straw. Straw is good to have in your kit. I'll show you why. Cards that they might send you in the mail for different offers, they're good for different things. I will show you in another video. Wire ties, people will cut wire ties sooner than they need to and then just discard them where they can still be used. So something to think about when you see wire ties laying around. And that's all for this bucket for right now. Oh, one last thing. A spork. Homemade spork for free. And I did a video on this earlier, but again, all these things in this bushcraft bucket on a budget, I will show in other detailed videos. Just leave comments and I will respond to them and maybe make other videos. And just so you're aware that this tarp that I'm using to make this video has soda cap grommets and is from lawn seed bags that are made out of tarp-like material. So, from Darnell Sadler on this Labor Day weekend, have fun, be safe, reuse, reduce, recycle.